Okay, so another video about work. This one's a Dave Ramsey video. I kind of listened to some Dave Ramsey before about debt and money, but in this video, I'm not a big fan of him. I disagree with him on a lot of things, financially wise. This one though is about 7 million American males refuse to go to work. Here's why. Dave Ramsey rant. So I'm gonna react to this. I have not seen this video and I want to see what he has to say. Maybe I'll agree, maybe I'll disagree. Oh, before I start, I know why people don't want to go to work, because work sucks, man. I mean, if it was fun, or if it was great pay, great benefits, great retirement, great prestige, great freaking anything, it would have been a non-issue. But obviously, low pay, you get treated like shit, no loyalty, you're replaceable. I mean, the list goes on and on. Therefore, trying to be self-employed is always the goal. YouTube, hopefully, please help me out if you can. I'll appreciate it. Subscribe, like, comment, whatever.
So Ken, I was listening to our friend Mike Rowe's podcast the other day, and he had an author on, Nick Eberstadt, or Eberstadt. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I should have listened to Mike pronounce it, because with his wonderful pipes, it was a great job of pronouncing it, right?
Yeah.
But you know, Mike has been sounding the same alarm that you and I have been sounding, particularly you, that we have what you were saying at the break is a social crisis evolving, and it's showing up in the unemployment numbers when we properly measure them. Now, this economist is a mathematician that did this book, How Things Work. I guess that's Mike's podcast. I don't see the name of his book off the top of my head. Somebody handed it to me the other day at an event.
I believe it's Minute Work, if I'm not mistaken, something along those lines.
But the essence of their discussion that you and I have been having a similar discussion is this shift in the workplace right now, that we've got a large number of jobs available and no one applying for them. There's a shortage of labor.
You got a lot of crappy jobs that nobody wants to apply for. Let's get that shit straight.
For the first time in post-World War II America, we've never seen this in modern America. And the reason there's a shortage is not because the jobs are so plentiful. It's because there are, according to this article from Fox News, quoting Mike Rowe and quoting this economist, there are now 7 million able-bodied males between 25 and 40 years old that are able to work and are not even looking for work.
Yeah, that's correct, and it's staggering. And so the point here is that what's going on? This is causing massive economic problems. Before we look at the social, very quick glance here. When you have a gap in the jobs like we've had now for the last 2 years, then you've got real small businesses being hurt by this. Think about the restaurants in your small town. They can't find people to work, and it's affecting their livelihood. Then the other economic factor is, of course, we still see a war for talent. And so wages have gone up tremendously in the last 2 years, which has now led to a stubborn inflationary period that we were in. Now
Wages have gone up, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, they've gone up, but they have not gone up with inflation. Minimum wage is still $7.25 here in Texas, and it's been like that since I think 2005. I went on Indeed earlier in the morning, and I was looking for jobs. There's still companies out here hiring like jobs for $8 an hour. People ain't paying. That's the problem.
the economic piece. The social piece, what's crazy about this is that you've got 6.8 million people that last month, according to the latest jobs report and the Census Bureau. 100 million Americans weren't working last month. Now, half of
100 million.
100 million. 100 million. But half
We're working.
No, hold on.
No, we don't have 100 million unemployed. There's only 300 million in the whole state.
Didn't say they were unemployed. I'm saying just not working, period. I'm just breaking the numbers down.
Oh, yeah, like toddlers.
Half are retired.
Okay.
Another 12% are dealing with some type of long-term illness, or disability. Okay. And then 5.6 million people saying, I don't want to go back to work because they're scared of COVID. And then the number is right at 7 million that are saying, I don't want to work. And those are the men. So the social factor that's going on here is you've got two factors. One, you've had decades and decades of entitlements. Starts with welfare. And then if you look at during COVID where people were getting payments every week.
Nah, this ain't it. This is what these college educated or these freaking corporate people think that's the reason we don't want to work. Oh, because I'm getting benefits. I've never once in my life got unemployment, food stamps, welfare, anything. I don't even get anything from the VA, and I'm a fucking vet.
Week every month. All right, so that's an entitlement where they're disincentivized to actually go back to work. And then, Dave, I think the fact that for decades we've literally taken the pain away from our kids. We've removed the struggle. And I don't say this with jest, but I think when you look at things like everybody gets a trophy for participation.
Oh man, come on, man, keep it real. I'm gonna just straight up tell you what the issue is. Jobs are shit. They pay shit. There's no loyalty. There's no room for improvement. You're just another number. They'll replace you like that. We've seen it happen in 2008 and in 2020. If they need to let you go, they let you go all the way up to the freaking CEO. You are replaceable, and there's no future in any industry right now. Really, you cannot tell me a place that where you could work for and be secure for 20 years. Companies come and go. They freaking we don't know what the market's gonna what we're gonna see in the market. Yeah, there's still some great industries like government jobs, but even then, again with government jobs, there's like pay caps and it's not usually private pays better than government, but at least with government you do get a little bit more benefits. But those jobs too are scarce. Trying to get a government job, that's really difficult. I've tried for government jobs. I've never once, besides the military, was able to get another government job ever again. But yeah, there's no future in working for anybody, really. That's why most people are just like fed up and they're doing side hustles. They're trying to become independent. They're not trying to waste their life, get injured, and end up old and broke. That's how I am. I'm old and broke because I've never really had a successful entrepreneur job where I'm able to leave this workforce. Hopefully that'll change this year. Hopefully.
And nobody learns the sting of failure. Nobody learns
Shit, failure. I failed time and time again. Men, we know how to fail because if you're a man here in the United States, all we get, most of us, all we do is fail. Let's be honest. Most of us are losers. Just being honest,
It's a sting of rejection. So what happens is a good amount of the 7 million men, not all of them, are in this conversation that Mike had with this economist, are looking at screens based on the data. They say how much time they spend on screens. They get dopamine.
2,000 hours a year.
2,000 hours
These
a year.
7 million men, 25 to 54, are spending 2,000 hours a year on screens.
So self-medicating because they're scared to leave the cave, using your old analogy.
Not cave, it's mother's basement.
Right. But the idea is they're afraid to put themselves out there. And here's what we know about work. So when someone succeeds in work, their self-esteem goes up. 2, they have financial independence or the opportunity for financial freedom. And then 3, they're a part of something bigger than themselves. It's a sense of belonging.
I agree with this.
Not long ago, tell you your mental health goes up because your dignity, your autonomy,
That's it.
your
I agree with this part.
ability to control your environment goes up. There's such a mental illness tie-in,
No question.
caused by not working.
That's right.
Literally. So this idea that you have not put gravel in the stomach of your kids, they have no grit, means as a parent you suck. And so you mommies need to throw your 25-year-old out of your basement yesterday and put him on the street and teach him to work. You're late to the party, but you need to do this. You are doing him a disservice. You are doing America a disservice. You are doing your neighbors a disservice. You're doing the mental health community a disservice. You're risking his increased likelihood of
Fuck you. You know what? Fuck you. Look, it's not because they're comfortable living at home. And look, that this has nothing to do with that. It has to do with there's no future out here. You know. It's really. Look, I'll tell you like this. If I was a Rothschild, I'll be born into wealth, generational wealth. You don't have to worry about working. You're born rich because they have a trust fund, that they build over several generations, and it continues to grow. They're like one of the best. If you're born poor, you're just kind of you're gonna stay poor, and you blame your kids. Honestly, this is why I don't want to have children, because I don't want to have children and not give them a future. I was born poor. This is why I'm poor, because I came from poverty. So I kind of want to have something so they don't have to suffer like I did. I don't want to have to just, go out there and tough it out. Get lucky. Really, that's what came with me. My parents didn't really no money for college. Just I joined the military almost straight out of high school. I went and worked in the oil rigs, and then 2008 happened, and then I joined the military. But there's just no future, It has nothing to do with living at mommy's basement. That's the stereotypical answer. And a lot of these people ain't living in homes with their families, and they are working, but they're just constantly moving from job to job to job.
depression, anxiety, and suicide.
That's exactly right.
You are doing all of these things because you're letting Junior play Call of Duty 2,000 hours a year in your basement, and he ain't ever been called to any duty.
Yeah. And the irony is you're doing all of that under the guise of helping your kid feel good about themselves, and the very thing that they
I always like these guys in the AC with cush jobs telling other people how they should live their jobs. I mean, how other people should live their lives. You guys are just lazy and blah, 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 blah. And look at me, I'm living this cush-ass job behind the TV screen, getting paid millions of dollars.
They need to feel good about themselves is to go out and do good.
Yeah. It's the wussification of America.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of wussies, is what it amounts to.
Bitch,
and
go work.
Seriously, a good cowboy boot in the butt of this whole thing would be helpful. It really, really would. It just pisses me off.
It just pisses me off.
Thing where you just need to work. Oh my God, 7 million, and they call them men in this article. I'll call them males. All right, males, 25 to 40.
I'm gonna read.
Million of them.
I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna read the fucking comments. Hopefully, hopefully I'm not alone. I think I'm gonna downvote this motherfucker too. Let me see. People aren't refusing to work. They're refusing to work for dog shit wages. That's what I'm talking about. Zero benefits, insane hours, and career dead end jobs. Exactly. First comment. They should refuse to work under those conditions, and business models and economies that depend on them should fail. All right, you get the thumbs up. Society let men down, and now they return the favor. There you go, another one. The wages have gone up tremendously. And this is in quotes. Yeah, that's why, unlike boomers, no millennials can afford a home anymore. Yeah, you cannot afford a home with any job nowadays. Not even with 2 jobs, maybe with 3. do these guys live in the real world? Okay, yes. At least the comments, people are calling them out on their bullshit. I'm glad I don't listen to this fool. In the 90s, I was a full-time employee at Sears and got paid enough to pay my rent, buy a car, and go to the Bahamas every 6 months. Now I can't pay rent with a damn engineer job. Alright. And my dignity did not go up from working at Kroger. Thumbs up. When I entered the workforce in the 90s, my entry-level job paid $15 an hour. Guess how much blue-collar jobs pay today? Exactly the same, $15 an hour. Yet houses and everything else cost 5 times what it did back then. This is not sustainable. Man, I remember, again, when I was working the not the oil fields, on an oil rig, I worked there straight out of high school, 2007. Like I graduated high school on I forget it was like a Thursday, but by that Monday I was at my new job. You know, I started right after high school. Like I had the weekend off and went straight to the workforce. 12/7s, $12 an hour. So it doesn't sound like much, but with that overtime, man, that was a lot of money. And this is 2007. I was gonna pay $12 an hour. And there's still jobs that pay less than that. And this was in 2007. It's 2024, you know. Yet everything has gone up. Let's see. Jobs don't reward loyalty in today's America. I say this all the time. The days of being loyal to a job for years and years are over. You only move up by moving out. 100% agree with this. You want to get a raise, go somewhere else. It's an instant pay raise if you go from job to job to job instead of waiting in the same job for a promotion. People are beginning to realize that working full-time costs you more than it's worth. Spending all day commuting, working a job with zero dignity, then grabbing some fast food and prepping to go back to work is a sucker's game. I just heard a stripper say that she used to work retail sales, but she gets more respect as a stripper. Let me see. It's not the parents, it's the employers. All right. I'm gonna read like 2 or 3 more, and then I'm gonna go back to the video. The problem is people feel the work/reward ratio is complete garbage. Yes. Spending 40 to 80 hours a week to barely survive a job that 30 years ago would provide a livable wage is what's causing the problem, in my opinion. Agreed. People are looking for other ways to survive now. Agreed, man. It's all about survival. If they could survive on those jobs, they would fill those jobs, you know. But they can't, so they don't. Maybe the 7 million are now millionaires after following Dave's advice for 30 years. I like that one. All right, now let me finish the rest of this video.
Literally sitting on their butts, and someone else is caring for them.
Oh, sitting on their ass, just like you.
Their mommy, their live-in girlfriend, who thinks he's cute.
He's just gonna talk shit. I don't want to hear him anymore. These out of touch fools giving advice, and they ain't alone in this. You know, that's why I don't even watch the news anymore. And I stopped a long time ago because you have these anchors living these cush ass jobs, always giving their 2 cents, like they're a common person. You know, and it's in both the right and the left. This isn't a political thing. It's a rich and the poor because I listen to, I used to listen to both. I'm a independent, or if I had to pick a party, I would be with the Libertarian Party. But at the end of the day, I'm independent. I'm all about me. And I will listen to Sean Hannity, just because, again, I like to listen to Sean Hannity, Anderson Cooper. I would go back and forth, Jon Stewart. I'm all around. Listen to everybody's point of view. Sean Hannity would constantly try to pretend like he's a common man, and then people are lazy and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, look at you, man. You're one of the highest paid persons on Fox News, making hundreds of millions of dollars. And you're, talking shit about the average Joe, like you do that kind of lifestyle. And that would make me furious, It's the same thing with like politicians who everybody's out of touch. Look at the average, how much the average income of a senator, not just their wealth. They're all millionaires or damn near millionaires. I think the poorest senator is Bernie Sanders at $1 million, but they're all rich. We have people who are extremely elite, and they're the ones making policy on the majority of people who are not elite. That's why I'm not when I say who are you voting for, Trump or Kamala? I'm like, neither. I'm always going to vote for the Libertarian candidate just as a protest, because at the end of the day, it's WWE or WWF or whatever. It's wrestling, man. It's a show. It's elite and elite just putting on a show, and they're never going to really help the common man out. Don't believe me? Just wait and see. Wait, did your life really get better under Trump? Mine didn't. I've been broke my whole goddamn life. Whoever was president did not matter, man. I've been in poverty. It's never gotten better. And I bet you in 20 years, unless I make a change, it ain't gonna happen. All right. Well, that's it. I'm done with this rant. Let me know your comments. Are men wussies and they're all living in their mommy's basement, or is there the real issue is there's no freaking motivation or risk reward to do these jobs anymore.